Okay, so welcome everyone to today's podcast. I'm really glad to see you all, or speak to you all, hear you all, whichever way you're listening, watching, or whatever. So I'm going to do a little bit different this episode. I'm going to just be talking about the top questions of the month, what I've been getting in from like text, email, in the speaking coaching, on DMs, and just when I've been out and about and stuff, when I've just been out going networking and stuff, because we can go out and about a little bit more now. So person was asking like, Leighanne, how can I be, I'm just reading off my thing, how can I be like more confident when I'm speaking in business situations, at work, and in interviews and on dates? Okay, these are all different areas, so it's all going to require something different from you. But I think first of all, what really helps is if you just give yourself time. So when I say give yourself time, I mean give yourself time to prepare. If it's for an interview, give yourself time to prepare for an interview. Never arrive like on the time. If it's a 9 o'clock interview, get there or be at your desk online like at 8:30, so you've got time to sit down, make sure technology is working, and make sure you've got your notes, so you've got questions to ask, whatever it is you need to do. So you're ready and not rushed. There's a difference between ready and rushed. You don't want to be rushing around. You want to be able to just get your mind in gear, because that takes a little bit of time as well. And if you actually slow down, get yourself there at the right time, you're not going to sound rush, and you're not going to have this kind of nervous, I want this job, that no one ain't going to hire a person who's going to be talking like that. No way. Another thing as well, I think, which would be good if you feel that you don't speak that confidently, is definitely take your time, preparing your time, and when you're actually speaking. Because myself, I know at times I can speak very fast, but I do take my time as well, so you can hear all of the words, particularly if I'm doing like spoken word piece, a voiceover thing, or if I'm speaking to someone who doesn't know me, or I know that English is a second or third or fourth foreign language, and it may be a struggle for them to get their head around my East London twang, I think that's a good one. Know how much time you've got to speak and slow down, and be concise with what you say. Don't just ramble on and double up and go over the time. No, just keep it short and simple. Time is one of the most precious assets after money, yeah? So you don't need to waste it. You don't need to overuse it and stuff. You can say it in 3 words, do it in 3. Don't take like 10 or 15 words to say. I can't take when people do that. It's so annoying. And then as well, I think as well, this is one, just be comfortable with the silence. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a meeting and there's like 4 or 5 of you, whatever, and no one's talking, you've said a bit, or if you've asked questions and there's a bit of silence, it's okay, because you've got to remember as well that your mind already knows the information, particularly if you are hosting the meeting, you've got the agenda and stuff. So you kind of know the direction where it's going to go, what answers you're looking for. So don't be frustrated when it's silence or make it feel awkward. It's never awkward if there's silence. Silence is golden, because it actually gives your mind a chance to catch up with what you're saying, gives you a chance to think, what was the answer I was given, and where to say the next sentence, or where to get more information if what you're given really wasn't enough. Okay. And just be comfortable with silence. It's fine. It's not a problem. And as well, another way to kind of use the silence or to slow yourself down is take deep breaths. Deep breaths. That really does help you to just calm down your nerves, let your mind come back into the building, and just be like really controlled and stuff, so you don't have to like worry. You can be relaxed and feel strong and confident. That's the whole game of, like, if you're doing an interview or a video call or a team meeting, or if you're on a date, just breathe, like leave the table, go to the corner and just breathe. Okay, take deep breaths and relax and stuff. And really, I think what is great is, other people call it eye contact, which is great when you just kind of hold someone's eyes, like that contact. But I was talking to in a previous podcast about not just eye contact, but eye connection, which is when you hold that gaze for a little bit longer than what you would for like eye contact. You just hold it for a little bit longer, maybe like 3 seconds, which starts to forge a bond. So if you've got face-to-face, it's kind of harder to do if it's on camera, but if you're doing like face-to-face talks or meetings, etc., and then 1 or 2 days at work, you can hold someone's gaze for a little bit longer, and that helps you to build trust, to build honesty, to forge a bond, etc. And also to check, is the person even understanding what you're saying as well. That's why I always try and suggest go for eye contact and eye connection. Really, really helps. And, just playing around with your voice, like, so when you ask a question, you'd go up, wouldn't you? Or if you're going to try and say, this is a confirmed booking, you go down in the voice. You really got to play around with your voice. It's a tool. So these are some tips I'm giving you to encourage you that these are ways how you can sound more confident. So actually use your voice. Don't just talk. You're not a river. No, actually rivers flow. You're not a road where you just walk slowly and straight at the same time. Your voice needs to kind of go up and down like that, kind of like what you see on like music notes and stuff, or the audiogram when it's playing some music. That's how your voice should be. It should go up and down. If you heard something really, really, oh my gosh, really play around with it. Listen to others who can do that well. Like often there's actors like I'll tell you my favorites. You heard them all before. You probably can name them yourself. Like Matthew McConaughey is very good at this. Many other public speakers. Matthew McConaughey is very good. Lewis Howes is good. I love Obama. Michelle Obama. Actually, Barack Obama is very good. Michelle Obama can do it with a lot more emotion. Oprah Winfrey as well. Very good at just kind of connecting with people. Very, very good. And as well, with whatever it is you're saying, be honest. If you don't know the question, I'm reading an audiobook. It's really, really good by what's that? Grant Cardone. If you're going to read it, yeah. Well, I can't remember. Oh, Sell or Be Sold. Really, really good book. If you're someone who has to speak a lot to make sales, it worked. Really, really good book to help you. I'm not promoting it. I just was listening to that on my lunch break, and I thought this is a good one. I'm going to chat about that on the pod today. What I'm saying is, okay. So be honest and have integrity. So even in that audiobook and even with myself, if I don't know the answer to something, I don't need to tell the person I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? What you can say is spin it back around and say, that is a great question. I'm really glad you asked. Let me get the answer for you. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're still saying, I don't know what you're chatting about. But rather than kind of saying, I don't know what you're chatting about, and you lose the meeting, the business deal, the date, the sale, whatever it is you're working on, it's better if you just say, that's a great question. And I feel that I can, and you just confidently own it, I'll get the answer for you, just do it just like that. Just be honest, and that is still the same way saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you don't have to say, I don't know the answer. Yeah, you don't have to kind of say that. That's how you give confidence by, like, even if things that you're not sure what someone said or what they're going to do, where you're going to get the answer from, you can always come back and provide, and it's okay to disagree. If you're in sales, I think you should always kind of agree with the customer, and I learned this in that book, agree with the customer, and then so you can move them forward. That doesn't mean that you have to be in there fight. That is blue, that is green, not on these kind of small minutiae things. So don't be afraid to disagree. On some points, try to agree so you can move things on. And then as well, like, try as much as you can. Now, I'm not a fan of when people say, get rid of filler words. I'm not a fan of it, because filler words are actually natural, but I do say reduce them if they are the majority of the words of what you do say. So filler words like, let's move on. Some people make these strange sounds when they're talking, when they've forgotten what they're going to say, or they're not ready to move on to the next part. They'll fill in that gap, the silence, with another sound, which makes nothing, doesn't add anything. So what you should do is, if you are not sure what you're going to say next, or you've lost your place or your plot, just be silent, because that's much more powerful than trying to fill that gap with a silent word. Okay, I hope that one helps you. So just use silence really in those gaps. I'm not a fan of don't get rid of filler words, just try and use a bit more silence. That's my kind of take on it. And then just be like really grateful as well. And in whether you're being interviewed, or you're doing an interview, or in a team meeting, or a negotiation, or business, whatever it is, Be really grateful for the person who's sat in front of you or the team of people. And I always like that you can turn it around and like ask questions because people's favorite topic is themselves. So if you're a stuck or a stancer, you're not too sure where to move the conversation to, make sure you're asking questions about the person in front of you or the group of people in front of you to find out more about them, because there's always something else that you can know, even if it's just like, what did you do on the weekend, or how's the children, or anything like that. You can always find out more about the person. So it's not just you kind of droning on and on and on and on and on, you know. You don't want it to be that type of meeting, that type of networking event, that type of interview, or that type of date, or wherever else you need to speak. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So those are my key tips. I hope those have answered the question. Those are the key questions for this month. Let me check my notes. Yeah, nerves, filler words, I've given you the answer to. Not sure what to say. Yeah, as I said, if you're not sure what to say, this is where it goes back to practice. I think I'm going to have an episode out on practice as well. You've got to be able to prep yourself sufficiently and practice. And these things will help reduce nerves. If you're feeling nervous, I don't know what to say in the interview, I don't know what to say in this team meeting, all of that. Not saying you're 100% eradicate, because it's good to have a little bit of nerves, kind of keeps you on your toes, you know what I'm saying? But there are ways that you can reduce it by doing good preparation, by practicing, getting feedback, you know, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to do an episode in this season about practice and preparation, and all that should reduce nerves. So you're going to have to listen out for that one if that's an area that you're struggling with when you need to speak with confidence. All right, my loves. And I'm going to see you in the next episode. If you've got any questions, you know how to get hold of me. DM me, and on the platforms, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, get hold of me, and I'll try out my very best to answer it in one of the upcoming videos. All right. So I'm going to see you all in the next. I'm going to see you all in the next